Yeah, I said I was going to do this vlog in my introduction to YouTube, and I've waited so long, and it's problems I've had with the Sears Craftsman riding mower, which I purchased new in April of 2011. Well, got it home, used it once or twice, and the blade belt comes off, so I call them. And you get these calls, and you got these stupid automated systems. I found out later they're in the Philippines or somewhere else, or not even in this country, which I don't like. And so, blade belt comes off twice in 2011, once right at the end of the season, so I get them back, still under warranty, at the beginning of the 2012 season. They fixed it, and the second guy on the actually knew what he was talking about. He said it's got a bad pulley. The manufacturer of the pulley was bad. So he replaces the pulley, and I use it a few times, and everything's fine. Pulled in my shed after I'm done with it one night, and didn't think anything of it, shut it off. Well, the die-hard, or I should say die-junk battery went bad during the first season, so I was using a jump box on it. It would start it sometimes, and sometimes it wouldn't. So I go to use it again. I put the box on it, and it go, just barely cranks over. I have another older mower. I take the battery out of it and just hook it up to it, and it still won't crank. Well, finally, I used my older mower, which is 33 years old, by the way. In fact, if I can find it, I might put this link to this video in the description, because it's a Roper Rally two-handed start of an 11-horse mower, and I have to do basically the same thing on mine, so it's kind of funny. If I can find it, I may put the link to it in the description. I hope people posting don't get mad at me, but that's just a little sidebar to this. So here about 2 weeks ago, I go up to the local Sears store, and they say you got to call the number, and I'm thinking, oh, I got to go through that automated stuff again. So I'm punch all these buttons, and on the phone number, my mother, who passed away in 2010, is also listed on the same phone number, and they're calling me by my mother's name. I said, wait a minute, the mower was bought in my name on my account. And so we get to there, and she tells me, oh, it'll be at least $96 if it's not warranty covered. And I made up my mind. First thing I did, I come home, I canceled the Sears MasterCard, which had a zero balance. So if he did tell me, because I wasn't going to pay him, I was going to tell him to take me to court. Well, the guy gets here that same day. In fact, this is 2-something. I'm at Sears, and they say, we can be there between 1 and 5. I said, well, you got to give me 15 minutes to get home. I'll be there. So I go home. The guy shows up, and the guy has a starter in his hand. I think it's a bad starter, because I'm using a jump box, which will start a car, and a hot battery. Well, get fooling with it, and he said, no, it's not starter. I know what it is. This Briggs & Stratton Gold Series engine. He tells me of a store near here, which is in a more rural area where there's a lot of farms, which would probably, it's a small Sears store. It's not a big store, but they probably sell a lot of riding mowers. They had 2 or 3 down there that never fired from the get-go. So he takes the head off, he does something to it, and it still won't crank. He said, I want to try something. He takes the plug out. He tells me hit the key, and it spins over free as a bird. So it literally has too much compression. And the bad part is, I passed up some mowers with other than Briggs & Stratton engine, because my 33-year-old mower with a Briggs & Stratton engine that's never been apart was out of 2-year-old push mower, 2-year-old leaf blower, 2-year-old weed eater. When I started everything this season, the 33-year-old mower by far was the easiest to start. And so the guy scheduled an appointment for a Monday, a week ago yesterday. I'm making this on Tuesday the 14th. Well, they call and they say, get one of these stupid automated calls, you need to reschedule. I called, they said, well, you don't have the part. I said, they delivered the part here, and this is under warranty. Got a motor in a box sitting there. UPS just dropped it in the driveway, or on the breezeway beside the driveway. So, it's supposed to rain, so I rescheduled for Thursday, being nice to the guy. So then they rescheduled it. They called and had to reschedule again, and they said no technician available. So I rescheduled it for this morning, Tuesday morning, I made arrangements to be here. And he comes. If I couldn't be here, I had somebody with a key to let him in. But he comes and has the motor. He's here at 5 after 8. Doesn't call first, which I was okay with that. I must have been his first stop, because it was between 8 and 12. By 9, he was gone, motor on, running, which I'm happy with that. He did try to sell me an extended warranty for $310, and I told him no, that I figure anything goes wrong with it, it's going to be the motor, and I will fight Sears, Briggs & Stratton. I'll fight any of them over, because frankly, there should have been a recall on that particular motor. They should either replace the motor, which they did, or frankly, he said if I had to pay for that more, it would have, or for the repair, it would have been $1,700. And I'm thinking, you got to be kidding me. The Mower was only about $1,100 or $1,200 2 years ago, and they still have basically the same Mower up there for about the same price. What's funny, and this was done on such spur of the moment. Yesterday I was outside, and I live on a hill, and I had the Mower not running in a shed in the backyard, and the guy said, well, I'd really like to get it up here so I can work out of my truck. I said, well, I can take the other one, bring a chain, I'll take the other one, and I'll pull you. And on the spur of the moment, I'm looking at it, and I found a cable with hooks on it in the garage. Let's see if these hooks will fit the hitch on both these Mowers. So the neighbor walks over, a retired gentleman, walks over to see what I'm doing. I tell him, Bobby, get on that thing, see if it'll pull me up that hill. So I sit on a new one, not running, and I'm taking a 33-year-old lawnmower, which come from Lowe's, by the way, and pulling a 2-year-old lawnmower from Sears. But yeah, if you have trouble with a Briggs & Stratton Gold Series engine made in 2011, if it acts like it don't want to crank over, try taking the plug out of it and see if it'll crank over. If it does, it's a problem in the engine itself, and Briggs needs to recall every one of them engines, replace them, or if you've already had it rebuilt or repaired, pay for the repairs. Yeah, you know, this is as close as I get to a rant, and again, disclaimer, I'm putting on all my blogs. Yes, this is my opinion, but I'm starting to wonder, maybe I shouldn't have got a Briggs & Stratton engine, although that's what I strongly prefer. Just been my little take on the lawnmower deal. I thought I'd do something different, and I just posted one to do with NASCAR, so I thought I'd do something a little different this time.